The political arena in South Africa. What will happen next will rewrite the rule of the ruling political party and perhaps the country as a whole, because the African National Congress, as it has done before, will survive the storm. But what exactly is transpiring at this moment represents something that has never before been witnessed within recent years. It all goes down beneath the radar as everyone compels, everyone speaks out, everyone's nerves are on edge, and at the center of it all are two prominent politicians who, as whispers have it on the inside, have butted heads with President Ramaphosa. These are Paul Mashatile and Gwede. It began with whispers, almost secretly, about disagreements on strategy, on governance, and on leadership, but as time passed, these disagreements escalated into arguments, and these turned into confrontations, and what began as a controlled debate within the ANC ranks has escalated into a political wildfire threatening to engulf not just the ANC but its entire leadership. Ramaphosa has put up a united front as the man who will bring change and reforms and accountability, but these have instead created more division within the ANC ranks, as he and his critics believe he will bring more rigidity and unresponsiveness to internal worries. Mashatile and Mantashe, two would-be leaders who possess significant clout on their own ends, have apparently reached a breaking point, with Mashatile, known for his planning acumen and networking abilities, said to be at the helm of an uprising among disgruntled members who believe Ramaphosa will undo internal unity within the ANC ranks, and an ancient statesman with decades-long association with and service within the movement, who feels completely overlooked and disregarded on matters that affect and impact ANC. This mix of forces is brewing a political storm that is rocking the ANC at its foundation. According to reports from sources within, there was an uproar at a recent high-level political discussion. Mashatile allegedly pointed fingers at Ramaphosa personally, prompting questions about just how he leads and about Ramaphosa's failure to hold things together within the party, and Mantashe, who is known as someone who speaks without fear, allegedly stood with Mashatile, taking the tension from serious words to serious blows. The scene was so charged with emotions, with decades worth of frustration finally reaching its peak, that anyone who tried to intervene allegedly received biting responses. The storm did not blow itself out with mere words but with threats of a mass rebellion against Ramaphosa should he fast-track what they deem a dangerous road. However, what makes this scenario even more deadly is the ripple effect that it is already causing: factioning, line drawing, and members finding themselves torn and choosing sides. Although Ramaphosa still enjoys considerable support, the rising tide of resistance led by Mashatile and Mantashe cannot be disregarded. At stake are not just personalities but have an inherent relevance that is structural, ideological, and founded on fundamental differing visions for South Africa. There are threats about a possible split, and there could be a possibility that Ramaphosa might be cornered into making extreme moves as he tries to hold on to control within the ANC, with threats of possible reshufflings, suspension, or disciplinary actions looming large. The people watch with a combination of awe, amusement, and serious consternation as members and leaders within the ruling party prepare once again for yet another internal conflict at a time when South Africa continues to suffer from unemployment, energy crises, crime, and service delivery. Political watchers forecast that this internal conflict might reduce the ANC's strength as it heads toward the next election. Since the ANC will not be presenting a united political stance, opposing forces will capitalize on these divides and forge a new political environment. South Africans have witnessed internal battles before, but for now, the times have changed because it's a matter of life and death. As it stands, the ANC's highest leadership structure will be walking on thin ice. Will Ramaphosa take on the challenge? Will Mashatile and Mantashe escalate their reaction against it? Will the ANC make it out of this storming political tide, or will it be the start of a fresh political era? There is no doubt that South Africa is watching it all very closely.